Okay, today I want to talk about daily detox. This is not specific for any condition. This is really meant for just in our daily lives because we are exposed to so many toxins in our life: gasoline, plastics, lead, mercury, tobacco, exhaust, alcohol, pesticides, deodorant. All of us, we're exposed to it every day. So, unfortunately, we need some of us, especially have challenges getting rid of toxins or have other underlying autoimmune conditions or illness, need to work a little bit every day to get rid of toxins. And it's not as hard as it seems. This is not a big detox, change my whole life, take a lot of supplements. Um, Drainage, getting stuff out is a big part of detoxification. So I always imagine it kind of like going through a funnel. So we have all these toxins or these little diamonds that are in our body, and we need to package them up so that we can get them out. What I call the three P's. We talk about this a lot: pooping, peeing, and perspiring. I want to talk a little bit more about just those simple three P's. Lymphatic is a big part of that. It doesn't start with a P. But it doesn't have a pump like our heart does. This is really our waste treatment system. We think about our lymph nodes getting swollen when we're sick. The lymph nodes are a relay station where the lymph kind of stops and is processed and tells the immune system, hey, this is a bad guy. Let's remember this later. But it's also a place that the waste can collect if we get some clogging. So we want to make sure that the lymphatic system is moving. We do that by moving our body. We can move lymphatic by taking deep breaths, making sure that we're drinking water, soaking in a salt or an Epsom salt bath. That's a great way to work on detoxification. Castor oil is something that we also talk about, and I wanted to at least put some images up because this may be a new concept for people. So yeah, old-fashioned castor oil. We recommend getting it in a glass bottle because if it's in plastic, it's absorbed the toxins from the plastic. What you can do is you can put castor oil packs in areas such as over the liver or over the abdomen or even around the neck if you're having swollen lymph nodes or congestion in the neck and the head. So you saturate the cloth, you put it on you for at least 20 minutes. If you have a hot pack that you can put over it, that helps it work even better. And then you actually want to have it in contact with the skin. I know the picture doesn't have that. And then you want to wash the area off. Other ways to help the lymph are dry brushing. There's certain paths that you do this. You can just get a soft brush on the internet. They usually come with instructions. People usually do that in the morning before they shower. Takes about 5 minutes. Good self-care routine. One of the things that our patients and some of the other functional medicine providers that I learned from have talked about rebounding and vibration plates. Rebounding is just like a little trampoline. Of course, if you have balance issues, please don't try that. We don't want you to fall and get hurt. Vibration plates are little plates that you stand on. Some of them play music. They shake you at the frequency that is good for the lymphatic. So those are some good at-home things that you can do. The liver and the gallbladder are a big part of getting rid of toxins, of binding things up so that we can get them out of the body in stool and in urine. So we frequently talk a lot about supporting the gallbladder. So I want to talk about some things you can do that on a daily basis. Food. I always love food first. Green leafy vegetables like kale and spinach and arugula are great for helping the liver and the bile. Bile, we think about digesting proteins, but it also is a good way to get rid of toxins. Beets and artichokes, great for the bile. And remember, if you are sensitive to any of these foods, then of course find another one. Um, Beets are actually very good for people that have been exposed to mold as well. Beets and artichokes also have great fiber. Lemons and limes, especially the oil that's in the peel of these help with bile flow. You can put the peel in your water as a great daily detox as well. Onions and garlic, great for just overall immune system detoxification. So we encourage people who are not sensitive to these to put these in your food. We know that some people do have difficulty with these, and people who have small intestinal bowel overgrowth are especially sensitive to these as well. Turmeric, which contains curcumin. Sometimes people ask about what's the difference. Turmeric is the root and the spice that contain that really good magic curcumin component. Good for bile function, good for liver, good for anti-inflammatory, and it's a beautiful color. Color. That is the theme here. Eating the rainbow. And I'm not talking about things that are good for detox, not just the liver and the gallbladder. Um, Legumes, chickpeas, black beans, they're a good source of protein and very high in fiber. Um, for some people are sensitive to legumes. So if you know that, we're not, then don't just move on, pick something else. Um, some people get a little gassy with these, again, especially if they have intestinal organism overgrowth. So that might be not work for you. But once we get your gut healed, this might work out really well. For people that have been exposed to mold, sometimes we say let's not do these right away because they are stored and sometimes they can contain mold toxins. But again, once you have healed, these are a great option. Nuts and seeds also stored. Um, Good source of protein, good for detoxification. People who have intestinal bacterial overgrowth, there are SIBO safe seeds such as pumpkin, sesame, and sunflower. They don't feed those gut organisms, and you don't tend to get quite as much bloating with these. Green tea. In the green category, but also very rich in antioxidants. It can be caffeinated, it can be decaffeinated. It's not the caffeine, it's all the other components that are in there. And also helps with fatigue, helps those little energy factories. And it's even if it's a decaf, it helps with those little energy factories. Helps sometimes with muscle fatigue, especially people that have been exposed to mold toxins. Okra. Yes, I am a Southern girl. I love okra. I know that a lot of people don't. It is slimy, and some people don't like that. But that slimy component is actually really good for soothing the gut lining. It has great antioxidants and vitamin C. Plus, it's got a lot of fiber. It does not have to be eaten fried. You can eat it raw. It's actually kind of tasty raw, and it doesn't seem to be quite as slimy. And you can also roast it in the oven or in a air fryer, so it doesn't have to be battered and fried. Green leafy vegetables, we talked a little bit about that earlier, just remembering that the green is one of the easiest colors of the rainbow that is high in nutrients. Can be high in oxalates. So for some people who have kidney stones, oxalate issues, that might not be the option for you. Cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, high in nutrients like N-acetylcysteine, great for detox. Interesting thing, a lot of kids that are picky still like broccoli. So if you have kids, please encourage them to at least try broccoli. Berries. We get some of our colors in here, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, great for inflammation and reducing oxidative stress toxins. Now, so we talked about the rainbow. But let's also talk about the sunshine and fresh air. That is another good daily detox to add to your routine. Getting out in the fresh air. Sunshine gives us vitamin D. Even if we don't have the sunshine directly on cloudy days, we encourage you to go outside and follow the rhythms of the sun. We are meant to follow the sun and be up when the sun is up and asleep when the sun is down. And seeing the changing of the light in the early morning and the afternoon helps sets our circadian rhythm, our clock. So it's not just about food, it's also about sunshine and fresh air. So that is just to remind us there's hope, and to continue to work, doing something a little bit every day to help us get rid of the toxins that we're exposed to in our environment.